Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
And?
He gets up, sets off for the bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why.
Maybe he should.
Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion.
What do you think about it? Maybe not.
He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant, in the calamity.
The voiceover, that's nice.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Starts to feel his bruises, though.
Nothing there.
Kid just rages for a while.
Raging, I'm looking. Yeah. What's down here? I'm assuming you're supposed to hit them.
An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber.
What are those supposed to be?
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink. A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the mines.
And refill. Okay.
He sets foot inside one of Zealandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Then Kid finds his trusty shield.
I don't do that.
The security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery. Gas, fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call.
I don't know. The hammer works better than the repeater.
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
Okay, so that's supposed to aim. That's faster.
He sees the way to the bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop. Ronnie always wanted his ashes scattered here.
Oops. Can I go back to the fountain? Onward it is then.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke.
And it ain't broke.
Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Right back at you.
Okay.
The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
So what's this? Sure, why not?
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Let's stick with what we have.
Bad time to run out of black tonic. Let's go this way first, see what we got. That one was Maud, the tutor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them, though. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The bastion's real close now.
Not close enough.
And then,
whoa,
he falls to his death. I'm just fooling.
Don't roll.
Kid don't go down that easy.
Okay. Not surviving very well, am I?
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. The smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Kid better watch his step.
survive? How on earth did I survive?
He finds the core to the wharf district. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling you better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat.
Why not take it?
Kid just keeps running. Well, down he goes. Down toward the bastion.
Well, I didn't
Now the
survive
kid
long.
sees something stranger still. His mind races.
So where am I going now? Hello?
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. Ain't always much to say.
Oh, so you're much useful then. Okay.
And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. The Bastion ain't gotta build itself. Well, not entirely.
Build something on the fountain. What on earth are you talking about?
Kid ponders what to build.
Oh, I see.
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
Let's try that one.
Party punch is so zesty, it'll let you carry on through the worst of times.
Now what?
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
Okay, so where am I? I'm over here.
The Breaker Barracks. Many straight shooters learn their way here. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time.
Awful.
He heads for the biggest dump in town. Scumbag Alley. Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash.
Okay. So don't walk on the side trail.
And there he is. The oldest scumbag of them all. Gershel. The calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition. Shame old Gershel can't float like when he was a young fella.
Okay.
The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back.
So that means we finished.
No core, no surprise. Like the gas fellas are hiding it from me.
Okay, so let's try another one.
Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. No white gas fellas all dress alike. Kids wondering the same thing. And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd.
Oh! Thought I'd get all of them.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole.
Yes, sir. Oh. That way.
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Somehow that old forge is still standing.
Wow. Move. Not particularly obedient, were you?
Inside the forge, he can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Okay, sure. Nothing. Oh. That's what those are for. Nothing. And nothing.
With a good length of meat gut, that bow's like new again.
Can I also do that one? No. Okay.
Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting.
Okay. And I can't do anything there. Okay. Anything else around here? No.
Odd place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his.
Ouch. Try not to fall. Okay.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The windbags used to be all right. Then the calamity took the floor out from under him. kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. Sometimes a single look says it all. The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to. Ain't much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand.
Okay, I'll show the purpose of that.
Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste.
Okay, where's next?
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Let's try that one.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stagweeds. Blasted things hurt like a broken heart. It cuts down every stabweed like there's gonna be a prize for it.
Yeah, they're annoying me.
If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down.
No, what I figure is... if someone attacks me when I get back here, I don't want them in the way.
Core stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. And not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas flares take his corner. Heard he popped that mean old form in them. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30, hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. And then a shipment of free samples shows up. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. It's a troublesome scene, to be sure. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. A few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. You give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's hurting, but he's gotta hold out just a little longer. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge. I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here. Turns out those old bones still have some spark in them.
Okay.
Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Celandia. It was good living here for a while. What else is there to say?
Yeah, you don't talk much. This one. Okay, let's go to this one.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though.
Nothing. Okay. Let's go this way.
But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. Floor starts giving way under the lightest step. The single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. So could a reckless kid, for that matter. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky. Stray valuables are lying everywhere. The kid thinks twice about risking his hide for him, though. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. Security's all fired up.
How much time is there? Move.
See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such.
Whoa.
Not so much for noise and tomfoolery.
So much.
Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. Air travel always was an iffy proposition.
Oh, I should have gone that way.
Being careful is the only way to go. The calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is, who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. Find time to find them. There's wires to toss those things plenty far away. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky. In all this toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity? So he didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
No.
We ain't much for pleasantries.
No, you're not. Okay, how do you save? Was there no save option? Okay, one more. Proving ground, proving ground, proving ground. Let's try this one.
The dead welcome him with open arms.
We need to squash the statues. Or whatever they are.
The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this.
Yeah, just put them out of their misery.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife.
Doesn't do a thing.
It was someone like him. Kid sees him there agape, in the flesh. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what.
We'll collect those, and then we'll go.
He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nor did the bird boy. Didn't make it. The Jawsons, they didn't make it.
Oh, that's not good.
Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Kid finds proof enough that man ain't from around here.
Nice.
Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we?
What do you mean by that?
The core survived as well. Kid does what he has to do. And then...
Let's see. Clean up.
what do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. We have to go. Please.
We have to go.
He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf.
Zolf.
No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Celandia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other. For the first time.
Oh, so you're no longer a stranger then.
We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. He was born in the Tazil terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since. For Zolf, Celandia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east.
One problem at a time.
The cores. You remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
You reckon, huh? Well, I reckon that's enough for now. Thank you for watching. What?